Hi everyone, Shabbat Shalom. Welcome back to another of our weekly Torah sessions. We'll start as always, taking the news, put it off to the side for at least a little bit. And it's really warm out today, so boy, I wish we could watch some baseball games, but at least I have this kippah that I can wear. All right, so we've got our Tanakh, a little Torah. Before we start, say our blessing. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu la'asok b'divrei Torah. You'd think by now I'd have that memorized, and I actually do, but there's a Jewish tradition that you should read the prayers every time that you say them, because our memory is not always very reliable, so it's important to read the words every time. So, we are going to read the very first portion in the book of Numbers. The book of Numbers is called, in Hebrew, Bamidbar, which means in the desert. And the very first portion of Bamidbar is called Bamidbar, because that's how the Torah works. I'm going to read it kind of out of order, because that's the way for this to make the most sense. So, here we go. Camped on the front, or east side, the standard of the division of Judah. On the south, the standard of the division of Reuben. On the west, the standard of the division of Ephraim. On the north, the standard of the division of Dan. Then, midway between all of these divisions, the tent of meeting, the division of Levites. As they camp, so shall they march, each in position by their standards. All right, so what is that all about? The Israelites are in the desert. It is what Bamidbar means. And it's the Torah, it's God in the Torah telling Moses to tell the people, it's all these different levels of communication, how the people are supposed to move. You're supposed to have this tribe over here, but in the middle, you have the tent of meeting, you have the tabernacle. That is where they keep the tablets that Moses brings down from Mount Sinai. It is where some people think that they keep the Torah, if they have that. Not entirely sure if they do or not, but that's what some people believe, whether you do or not. But obviously, the two tablets and the Torah is very, very important. And so the community, even as it moves through the desert, moves through the wilderness, is centered around it. And that's what I want to talk about this week, is what are some things that we can center ourselves around. There are some, we all have different interests, we all have different needs, we have different priorities, but whatever those are for us, we need to make sure that our needs and our priorities are in our center, and that whatever else we do in life, we stay within that center. And if you go too far off in one direction, then your center has moved. And so it's hard to, when people, you've probably heard people say, oh, you should center yourself, you should get in touch with yourself. But it's hard to get in touch with yourself and center yourself if your center has kind of been pushed off course because of stress, because of distraction, just because of, maybe you haven't been getting a good night's sleep recently. Like, whatever the issue is, it's important that you have a center, that you find it, and then you make sure that you're keeping that center to be as your center. So, that is this week's lesson. Whatever your center is, you can take that and think about how to make sure that that center remains your center and that you're intentional about it. Obviously, this lesson extends far beyond the pandemic, which is why, except for that moment, I didn't mention it at all. Because these are lessons that are useful sort of no matter what. So, with that in mind, you can take this time now. We're going to listen to the Misha Berach, and you can think about that lesson, or if you know someone who has gotten sick, or if you're worried about something in particular, you can take these next 2 minutes to reflect and Hopefully use this moment to center yourself. There it is again. And so you can enter Shabbat feeling a little better and a little more secure than maybe you have been feeling this week. All right, here we go. Go. Okay, cool. So, Shabbat Shalom. I hope you all have a great and meaningful Shabbat. Get outside, enjoy the nice weather that we're having this weekend. If you have any questions about this, or you want to talk more about this week's Torah portion, or about really anything else, feel free to email me at the Jewish Life email. And keep your eyes open, because in June we're going to start having some other programming for you all. So keep your eyes open for that. All right. Shabbat Shalom.